Welcome viewers to another episode of Brave Namibia, where we celebrate both ordinary and extraordinary Namibians. Our first clip today takes us to Swakopmund, where Desiree Gasse spoke to the musician and photographer JP Kotze.
Yeah, so I'm JP Kotze. I'm actually from a very small town in the north called Ochu. That's where I grew up and also where my music started, as well as my photography started. I always wanted to work for myself, and from a very young age I've been a very big dreamer and also someone that works incredibly hard to reach my goals that I set for myself. So photography and music actually started in grade 2, which was in 2008. I picked up the guitar for the first time and played in my room, and as well as the photography, my friends that had cameras by the time, I always asked them, can I play a bit with your camera, sit for a portrait or two, and I started loving the music and everything around it, all the art. I'm an artist, you know, and so from there I did some competitions with my music. As I said in the previous interview, the photography was on hold, and as soon as I came back from the Netherlands after school, I went to au pair, and I came back and I started full-time with music and photography. So I have worked with big names such as JP Namibia, which I'm the head photographer of. She's the owner of this company and also one of Namibia's top 10 finalists of Miss Namibia this year. So I've been working for her, and then also other big names like Voice of Namibia, and the World Championships of Performing Arts from Los Angeles, as well as the South African one and the Namibian one, Namibian Championships and South African Championships. I know this is a lot of information. So, and then yeah, with the photography, I started about a year ago, like full-time photography as well as my music. Also working with names like Rian Smith, Tribe 1, Voice of Namibia winner of 2021 and 2023, which is John Raymond Cupido from Walfish Bay, Lynn-Marie Kutsia from Windhoek, and then of course also photography for the 5-star hair salon in Swakopmund, LA Hair and Barber Studio.
Oh wow, okay.
So this is some of the names that I work with, and yeah, today I'm here working for myself and enjoying every moment.
Oh wow. Okay, tell me about, I'll start on the music side, and then I'll move over to the photography side. So tell me a bit about the type of music that you do.
Yeah, so I'm mostly a soul and country artist, because I'm a very soul-ish person, and also Namibia loves country. So Afrikaans, rock, country and soul is basically what I do. So I call myself, for now I call myself a folks artist, with my guitar plugged in and my little foot drum.
Foot drum, okay. Tell me, where do you draw most of your inspiration from in terms of like the type of music that you do?
Well, I've been listening to people such as Adele and Sam Smith, you know, the soul artists, and that is really where I got my inspiration from since day one, basically. This is what I love, yeah, the type of music.
Okay, and then I want to go a bit over to the photography. You said that, you know, you've always had like an eye for wanting to do, you know, the camera stuff, you know, having your friends do it for you, you know, and you being the cameraman. So tell me, how did you end up with like photography? And like, you know, sometimes you can start a hobby and then it dies down, but like what kept you going back to it? Because you did drop it for the music for a while, and then you went back to it. So
I really have an eye for a photo or a painting or a video, and I have friends. I'm surrounding myself with people that have goals and also an eye for the arts. So I get my inspiration from them, and I also noticed that word of mouth is such a big thing for Namibians specifically, because we're all trying to make space for ourselves and like opportunity for ourselves to live our dreams here, and it's not as easy in Namibia. So what I thought about is I'm gonna make people smile by capturing these memories and make them see and remember this forever. So I put it into a photograph, make it as beautiful as possible, and I make my clients smile, and I know they're gonna have a word of mouth towards their people, and they're gonna book me again. So at the end of the day, it is easy money. Firstly, it's quick money, but most importantly, you should do what you love, and that is what I did from the first day until now. So
you would say that like your love for photography and maybe also music is what has kept you going?
Absolutely, the passion about it, yes.
All right. So, you know, you mentioned earlier working for yourself.
Yeah.
And, you know, we hear that term around, we hear people throwing that term around quite a lot. How would you describe being somebody that works for themselves?
Because, like a freelancer.
Like a freelancer. Because I know it's easier said than done.
Absolutely.
You know, I think somebody like me, for example, who knows that, you know, you work every month, you get that paycheck. So he's gewoon for die. You know, but like once you're an entrepreneur and you work for yourself, it's not the same. So tell me a bit about that.
Yeah, so what I can say is it is most of the time it is not as easy as you would think, because it's so much easier and comforting having a boss, working for someone, getting your same amount every month. So it's a lot more challenging working for yourself, you know, but at the end of the day, you might get a jackpot for 1 month, and then you know you're sorted for the next 3 months. Where you might not have so much work in for the next 3 months. You know you're covered. So I personally love the thrill of doing it. I personally love the fact that I can challenge myself. That makes me stronger for tomorrow, and I keep my head up. And I also affirm, I'm a believer of spirituality as well. So I do believe in God, and I do believe in myself, and how hard you work. So my advertisement is also very, very important. The way you present yourself, and that makes people come to me and stick. So I'm very blessed. Yeah.
Okay. How important would you say discipline is in being, you know, an entrepreneur or somebody who works for themselves?
Yeah. So when you work for yourself, everything is in your hands. So you need to wake up in the morning, get your head straight, drink your coffee, and then give yourself a certain amount of time of like doing what you want to do, and then after that it's work. So then you need to set your goal for the day, and if it's not reached, I don't continue with anything else. So yeah, the importance of discipline is very important. It's very important.
Tell me about the challenges that you face, because I know, you know, every industry, whether you love it or you don't love it, you know, it has its challenges. So tell me a bit about yours.
So when it comes to the music, sometimes when it's an outside venue, it could rain and your whole thing should be like moved inside or either cancelled, and then you drove from Swakop to Windhoek, for instance. Another thing about the music is we are a lot of artists in Namibia, so it is a challenge, you know, it is a challenge. But one thing is, when you don't compare yourself to another person and you are yourself and your own brand and your own genre of what you're busy with, it's not that challenging. So it's all about the mindset at the end of the day. How to overcome a challenge. And then with the photography, it's also the weather, mostly the weather. So yeah, but the photography is just, it's amazing, and I always make most of what I can when I do a shoot. So if it is the weather, we just relocate, or so and another challenge also when it comes to photography is obviously also there are so many very, very good and professional photographers in Namibia. And especially when it comes to weddings, the bride needs a good photographer, you know. So every wedding is a challenge, because the wedding pair, they have a certain image in their brain which they would like their photos to look like, you know. And you can't always give them exactly what they want, but you need to put in all you can to make their wedding look beautiful. So the challenge for me at the moment is I have not gone to a university or any courses with all that I do.
Really?
So I'm basically just a normal photographer, if you can, like a beginner. Although with my eye for art, I do very good. So the challenge is when you get a client that is not the happiest person from the start, you need to be the one that makes them comfortable. So to make a client comfortable is a challenge, but I also feel like when you are true to yourself, true to your client and you have a very good personality, like I feel I do, it's not a challenge anymore. So the challenge is to make them feel okay. If I'm behind the camera, I'm okay, but when I'm in front of the camera, like right now, it's challenging, you know. So I know what it feels like, and just to make them feel comfortable, that's already overcoming it.
Okay.
So when it comes to the music, I have been writing since last year. I've been working on a few pieces which will be out this year. I want to make it as good as possible, so I don't have a date yet, but I will be uploading on my socials just to tell everybody about when it's coming out and. So my socials is the Instagram and the Facebook, which is JP Actually for my music. And then for my photography, it's JP Kotze Photography, which you can also find on Facebook and Instagram.
Newsprint Namibia is a web offset printing operation that specializes in the printing of newspapers and commercial inserts. We are the leaders in our industry with the highest quality print work and the shortest turnaround time from computer to print and delivery anywhere in the country daily. Newsprint was established mainly as a newspaper print company, but had to diversify its business to do commercial printing as required in the market. We print commercial inserts previously printed in South Africa in the shortest possible time. We, as an organization, also started printing workbooks for our education system and will also print textbooks for the Namibian market. For more information, please contact print@newsprint.com.
Next, we head to the capital, where Jemima Ndebele caught up with Fernando Carlos, better known as Carlito Ynot. He manages top-performing musicians like Yeezer and DJ Castro.
Hi guys, my name is Fernando Carlos, known as Carlito. I'm the manager of Yeezer, Castro, as well as Carlo, as well as Kali, from Ynot Records. Yes.
How long have you been a manager at Ynot Records?
I've been a manager at Ynot Records for around about 6 years, I think. Yes. 6 years.
And how did you get to managing at Ynot Records? What was your journey? What's your story to getting to that point?
I actually loved music since I was a kid, you know. I grew up in Ocharongo. I'm actually born and raised in Ocharongo. So I grew up loving music and I just had this passion, you know, for music. And then I got to meet a very talented duo from Ocharongo known as Obi and Jaden. That was now back in, I think it was 2015, 2016, somewhere there. So yeah, fast forward, and then I started managing Kalux, and then fast forward, I started working with Castro, and then Yeezer, and then now Kali. So yeah, so it's been a bumpy journey though, but the passion that I have for music, I think, got us where we are today and all that, yeah.
And what did you do before you got into music management?
I used to do marketing. I did marketing actually. I studied marketing, and yeah. So I still do marketing actually. I do marketing for different companies, you know. Yeah, that's what I do on my personal level. So at the same time, I'm also part of Ynot Records. So I'm a director at Ynot Records as well as / a manager. So yeah.
And how do you scout for talent?
How do I scout for talent? I think, okay, before we actually, how do I say? Let's say I already used to love music, you know. So when I come across someone that loves music the same way how I love music, I think I just feel it's fair also to just, you know, help, you know, in a certain way, which actually doesn't also, you know, waste the time, both of us time and all that. So in that process, I get to know people, I get to know artists, I got to know how actually this game works. And every time I actually try to, you know, I'm actually someone that I like, you know, doing research about certain things, you know. When I'm involved in something, I love doing research. I want to know how is it done, how does that industry work and all that. So I tapped into the music industry and I actually got to find out so many things. And yeah, and today we are still here. I think we are pushing strong and all that, yeah.
And as a manager of two of the biggest, or one of the biggest musicians in the country currently, what have you learned in your journey?
What I've learned in my journey is you must always be consistent, with whatever you are doing, always be consistent, try to always be different, try out new things, take risks, and just be yourself, man. Most of the time, just be yourself, know what you want to do, know what are your goals, and always try to focus on the goals, because, the industry that we are in now, there's so many distractions. But I think it all depends from you, how far you want to go in life and how far you want to push whatever your agenda may be. So I think it's just you to meet people that have the same passion that you have for music, So when you push, at the end of the day, it benefits everyone that is involved in this cycle, and at the same time also it puts bread for our families at home and all that. So if we are having that same journey, we can embark on it. So yeah.
For those who do not know, can you explain what the job of an artist manager entails? What does your week look like on a regular basis?
I think at the level we are now, it's actually kind of tricky sometimes, as an artist, like you said, what is the job of an artist manager, I think the job is to look for opportunities. I think that's the biggest one, as an artist manager, you need to go out there, you need to make sure that your artists are appealing to the corporate world, Yeah, it's not always just about, just chasing like everything that is trending and all that. It's all about creating, a different image with whomever you manage, and they must just stand out and be different from everyone. And I think that's what makes actually an artist special and all that, yeah.
And how would you say the artists that you manage are special?
I think they are all good in a different way, you understand? So, and the reason I would say they are different, it's because they have the same passion for music. If you look at Yeezer, he's someone that's always, out there. He wants to know like what's happening in this industry. What do we think about new type of sound? You want to venture into and those type of things, you understand? And then you get Castro that is just there, trying to figure out like how does he kill the next performance? How does he sound authentic and all those type of things, So I think it's just artists just have to be different. When an artist is different and they push the different image that they want to portray out there, I think it's something that can open so many doors for them, yeah. You just be real and be yourself, and most of the times I think that's the way forward, yeah.
Is there a certain quality that is necessary to become a successful artist manager?
Yeah, there's actually so much, man. There's so much quality that the artist manager need. I think the most important one is your approach. How you approach, certain individuals, certain companies, and how you approach the level that you see yourself, you understand? So if you want what's big and what's best, I think you need to look always at the bigger picture, you understand? So what makes you different from the rest is the opportunities that you bring to the artists that you manage, you understand? How you guys push a certain agenda to a different level. Let's say like how we can push a user concert, you understand? It's certain things that people look at and say like, like coming from Namibia, it's more like, why are they doing that? Do they think people will come? Why is he, the headliner? And because we really have this, we undermine actually what we are able to bring to the table, you understand? So I think going through all that makes us who we are today, you understand? And people are starting to believe in what we are doing and what we want to portray as a whole, you know, as Why Not Records, you understand? And how we want to work with other artists, even if we want to do features and all that, how we want these features to be, and how we want these features to actually, you know, make sense with the type of music we are trying to portray, you understand? We just dropped recently a song called Johnny, which is with Juice, you know. How that song was dropped, the whole, you know, the whole agenda, it's something that is already, you know, it was planned, like, okay, fine, if we want to work on this music, let's do this and that and that. That's the only way we can work on this. So when we want to, like, collaborating with artists, actually, you know, it's something that can actually, you know, as Namibian, where the Namibian music is now, we need to collaborate more, we need to push ourselves more, we need to push the agenda out there to the world, you understand? Because I feel like we are still not at the level where we can say we have really those mainstream artists out there, you know, that go to Afro Nation every year to perform and all that. So all that needs to start with ourselves. So if we don't look at it like, you know, like we are big and we want to be at that level will never avail itself, you understand? So it all depends from us, like, how are we going to push this? As an artist manager, how do you want your artist to be, you know? How do you want your artists to perform, you know, in order to accommodate the next level, international level and all that, you know? So we're not looking at, you don't come in as an artist manager and only want, no, I want to have gigs at all the expos in Namibia, you understand? You need to come in as an artist manager with qualities that, no, I'm trying to push now this agenda to a different level, and the different level must always be international level, yeah. I think that's where we're at now.
And what advice would you give to young upcoming artists and their managers who hope to get to the point where you and your artist are right now?
I think if you are coming in the game now, let money not be the first mission, you understand? Yeah, let money not be the first mission. If you're coming in the game right now, at the point where the music scene is at now, I think you should come in as someone that has a longevity, you understand? Longevity plan. You need to come in as someone that wants to be actually at a level that you see yourself, you understand? You need to believe in yourself, point number one, and always don't make it about, actually point number one is don't always make it about money. Point number two, you need to believe in yourself, and you know, everyone is special in their own way, you understand? So don't come in the game feeling like, no, I don't want to do my style, I want to do someone else's style so I can sound like them and all that. I think what makes you unique is because you need to believe in yourself, be unique, and be always just try to be yourself. I think this is in most cases like being yourself, it's what carries you, understand? So you don't need to change your style or feel like, no, I don't feel maybe this is you know, someone will accommodate this type of style. Every artist should be different, understand? That's what actually will make our music industry come to a level where we feel like, no, everyone is untouchable. We don't need to do the same genre, you know, like everyone is special in their own way. So just be yourself, be unique, and don't always put money first, you understand? Give people the quality that they deserve, and I think you're gonna go forward. Yeah.
E-Ticket, your online ticket solution for events and event marketing, bringing you ease of mind and making sure that your event gets out there. For more information, contact events@nmh.com.na.
Thank you for tuning in today. If you know of someone you feel should feature on our show, please contact us at brave@synergy.com.na.